Hello, you're welcome back to Need Strings Millionaires Club, and also welcome to 2025. Happy New Year. I'm sure you rested throughout the whole holidays, and I'm sure you're ready to get back into the grind. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 top tips that will help you to become a more creative millionaire. Now that we're gearing into the new year, we want to make sure that we are ready to set out new designs that will attract premium clients. So when we talk about creativity, we're basically talking about the mind. What can we do with our minds that will help us to become more creative? Creativity is the bedrock of innovation. How can we become more innovative? When we are innovative, we can dish out designs that would attract premium clients to our brand. So now the first tip might not necessarily appear like something to do to become more creative, but because creativity has a lot to do with the mindset, this tip will help to get you mental clarity. Unclog your mobile device. Now you'll be asking, what has mobile device got to do with creativity? It has a whole lot to do with creativity. If we're going to become more creative, we need to be sure that your mind space is clear of every kind of distraction. What kind of information do you store in your files? What are those information that you know that is not adding any value to you? Rather, they are clogging up your phone. Delete those unwanted files, those files that do not inspire you. Delete all those information. Eventually, these things tend to clog up our minds. Even there are some apps that you know that you do not need. Remove and delete those apps. And even when you talk about some apps that you do need, for instance, the WhatsApp, our WhatsApp application, we use it to communicate to customers, right? But there are some WhatsApp group that you know that are not adding any value to you. They're taking up space. Remove yourself from those groups because they tend to clog up your mind. Now, the second thing to do is to purify your social media. So our social media space is where we interact with the world, right? So for instance, Instagram, you've probably followed some people randomly, maybe because you were spurred on by their content. But then if you have to take a second look at your social media, what are those pages or who are those pages that you're following, and you know that their posts do not inspire you? They don't inspire you to be better. For instance, there's some pages that post controversial topics that rather than you glancing through it and forgetting about it, that information dwells in your mind almost throughout the whole day. And at the same time, it affects your mental clarity. Like I said, you need mental clarity to become creative. If those people you're following is not inspiring you to be better, if you're innovative in your industry, then you need to unfollow them. There are some people that you're following that are probably your colleagues, and maybe once in a while you do get inspired by their posts. But if you notice that more often than not, you get a bit envious or bitter when you see their posts, then perhaps it's time for you to unfollow them. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, it just means that you're human, but at least you can take control of what gets into your mind. You do not need anything that evokes a negative reaction, because when your mind is in that negative space, it distracts and affects how creative you can be. So take control of what gets into your mind. And even if you do not want to raise an eyebrow by unfollowing perhaps say your colleague, you can mute their posts. If you do that, you have some level of control of the kind of information that gets into your mind. Now, our third tip might not be conventional, but it's very important, is to forgive. To forgive those that have offended you, those wrongdoings that are actively hurting you. Let me tell you what they do to you. Unforgiveness is just like when you have a large portion of land that you want to use to cultivate something meaningful, and you carry like say 90% of that portion of land and give it to the person that has offended you and let the person have it for free, and you work with only 10%. Do you not see that you are doing yourself a very big disservice? That's what you're doing when you hold on to grudges. Unforgiveness takes about 90% of your mind, and unfortunately that is the most creative part of your mind. So go and take it back. Forgive that person that's offended you. And if you find it difficult to do that, to err is human and to forgive is divine, you can simply ask for divine help. Ask God to help you to forgive the person. And you can even go a step further and pray for that person. Is there any particular thing that that person needs? Is there a particular petition or something that you know that that person has been needing God to do for him or her? You can intercede for the person. By praying for the person, you start having more compassion. And when that happens, trust me, forgiveness has taken place. You have reclaimed the most productive part of your mind, the creative mind. And if you're the one that is inflicting harm to some other person, I have just one message for you. There's no peace for the wicked. Now we move on to the fourth tip to increase creativity, which is to learn from the masters, learn from a mentor, learn from someone that has gone ahead of you. Take an upgrade from your level. In other words, enroll in an online course. Learn from a master that is in your locality or your proximity. Learn new tips, learn new tricks, learn new techniques. Do not put an end to your learning. When you expose yourself to more techniques, it will broaden your capacity to create more. It will mix and match some of the techniques that you have learned to create something that is even more unique to you, that will make your brand stand out. So when it comes to learning and taking upgrade classes, do not be one of those millionaires that refuse to do that, that's only looking for free information. You will not get far with that. Take a chance on yourself, invest in yourself by enrolling in courses, online courses, or mentorships that will help you to become a better millionaire. And talking about online courses, we have our very first online course that we are launching called Featherganza Online Course 1.0. The course features 5 different feather fabrication techniques, including launch bonus of 2 weeks online mentorship. It launches on the 9th of February 2025 and is currently available on pre-order. The course fee is 80,000 naira, but you can register and secure access with the early bird discount of 65,000 naira before the course release date. So in this class, I'm basically going to be teaching you how to manipulate feathers to create different floral arrangements that you can use to design your headbands, your fascinators, your hats, or whatever it is you want to do with it. So take advantage of this discount opportunity. You can register through our WhatsApp line on the screen and get ready to wow your customers this year and take your business to the next level. Now, our final top tip that will help you to become a more creative millionaire is to pray. There is a place for divine inspiration, and many people do not tap into it. You see, one thing that I've observed or have gone through in my early years in millinery, whenever I see a picture of a style that I love so much and I find it difficult to unravel how that style was put together, my number one go-to is always prayer. I ask for divine inspiration. I ask God to show me how this particular technique was put together, and he always comes through. So when I say that prayer will help you to become more creative, that's about the number one tip, and I invite you to take advantage of it. So there we have it. These are my 5 top tips to becoming a more creative millionaire, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. We'll be dropping hot tutorial videos this week, so if you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to subscribe, and of course turn on your bell notifications so that you get notified once our video drops. If you found this video helpful, drop a like. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and of course share this video to as many people that you know will benefit from it. Until I come your way again, God bless and happy crafting.